Warning! This video contains stories of an adult nature with poo, wee and sick. Trains. Railways are the most important form of passenger transport in Tokyo, and 46 out of the world's 50 busiest train stations are here in Japan. In the time I've been in Japan, which has been quite a few years, I've found the trains to be clean, safe and efficient. Japanese trains are the most punctual in the world, with late trains becoming national news. But that doesn't mean a few strange things don't happen on trains from time to time.
Socks.
One day I got on a train in Tokyo and the carriage was pretty much empty, so I sat down. After a couple of stops, a guy got on the train and sat down next to me, which I thought was a bit strange because the carriage was pretty much empty, but it was pre-COVID, so no problem. I could see him moving out the corner of my eye, so I looked down and I saw that he was taking his shoes off quite slowly. It was a hot day, so no problem. I thought he just wants to get a bit of air to his feet. A little bit later, the family across from me, they start laughing, and I think, what are they laughing at? And I could see the guy next to me moving again, and guess what he was doing? He was only taking his socks off. I thought, well, that's a bit much. But that wasn't all. A little bit later, he raised the socks up and popped them in his mouth. I'm not sure why he put the socks in his mouth. Maybe he was freeing up his hands so he could reach his wallet or phone. But then again, stress does make us do funny things.
Phones.
Phones. One thing that strikes you when you get on a train in Japan is usually how quiet it is. People are either sleeping or checking their phones in most cases. Now, I'm a bit of a nosy Parker. I'm sure you do the same. If someone's using the phone next to you, you have a cheeky glance to see what they're doing. In my experience, most people are either playing games, RPGs and puzzle games, checking the news, watching videos, or maybe beauty site. The king of strange smartphone usage, businessman sitting on the train, and I took a glance at his phone and I thought he was watching a video of a couple of people having a fun time on a trampoline. That was no trampoline. And those people were nude as the day they were born. I don't know what was going through that guy's head, and I didn't look for that long, honest. Maybe I should get one of those protective screens as well. No, I'm not.
Booze.
Now, I like a drink. So do a good many people in Japan, especially at New Year. Boozy work parties, end of year parties with friends. One New Year time, I got on the train and I could not believe my eyes. Right in the middle of the train was this guy, businessman, clinging onto the handrail like this. He was vomiting down himself, he was peeing, he was going out the back. But I looked around and everyone else on the train was acting like nothing was going on. There was a businessman right next to him reading the newspaper. He didn't bat an eyelid. And I thought, if this happened in the UK, people would scram, people would scarper. And if someone was brave enough, they'd push him off the train. But here's the thing, in Japan, if something strange goes on like that, quite often people don't pay any attention or get involved. I couldn't believe it. But I sincerely hope that guy was okay. Yeah, he was like wearing a suit like he'd just left the works party. He was wearing regular clothes and he'd obviously just overdone it on the booze. Of course it was. Vomit plus poo plus wee, equals a right stinky time, doesn't it? Because I could see it. He was shaking it out the end of his trouser leg. I didn't have that close a look, to be honest with you. It required a shaking, so there was a certain degree of firmness. So do I. I'm sure he is, but he probably had to burn his clothes. If you want to hear more dirty stories, please comment in the comment bit below, because I have got more dirty stories. Thank you.
Heart.
Yeah, a while ago I thought I was having a heart attack. Pain in my chest, I started to panic, my heart started beating rapidly, and I sincerely thought I was dying. I was doubled over in pain, clutching my chest, Shinjuku Station, Tokyo, and just looking around me, desperately just wanting someone to connect with me, someone to see me. And a lady did see me. She came over and she talked to me in Japanese. My Japanese is quite limited, so I said, "Kawaii, kawaii," which I believe means I'm scared. And I also said, "Sugoi itai, sugoi itai," which means it really hurts. So she went to get help. And then I was put in a wheelchair by a member of train staff and wheeled down the length of the platform. He put his hand on my shoulder reassuringly, and he said, "Don't worry," in Japanese. That's the sense that I got. I could see the light flashing outside of the ambulance. That's when I realised I wasn't having a heart attack. The pain was fading. I think it was probably indigestion. From eating too much junk food, and that day I taught an English lesson about dealing with emergencies, including a role play when someone was having a heart attack. I'm pretty sure it was a combination of indigestion and having that emergency role play in my head. I know that. I know that people in Japan have been very kind to me, yes. And the health service has been exemplary. When I went to that hospital, they put me on a drip, they x-rayed my chest, they checked my heart rate, they took blood samples, the lot.